So today I'm wearing a pink shirt and sandals. Yes, I've bought an iPad and I've been figuring out what I can do with it. That's pretty cool so far, I've got to say. I'm not going to say too much about the details of the browser and so on, and quite annoying in some ways because it's very different to what I'm used to. You know, the scrolling and the smoothness of it, and the particularly the zooming in and out. It's very smooth and precise and quite intuitive, really. That aside, I spent a lot of today trying to figure out how to do very basic, simple things that you ought to be able to do on a computer. Transfer files, for example, from the PC onto this and vice versa. God knows why this is so difficult, and it's a basic thing which anybody who's got a tablet computer is going to want to do. Simply plug your iPad into your PC using the USB cable supplied. Say the instructions. No, Steve Jobs, this is a wireless device. It's supposed to work on my super slick modern wireless network. I'm not plugging it in with a USB cable. And then, once you plugged it in with your USB cable, simply use iTunes to transfer your files. No, category error, actually, Steve Jobs. And by the way, I'm not talking to you while you're dead, just because I'm some kind of reincarnation hippie. I'm using a rhetorical device for the purposes of art, just so we get that straight. Why would I use iTunes to transfer PDF files, raw video data for editing, document files? You know, no, bad design. And actually, by the way, while I'm on a rant, iTunes is probably one of the shittiest applications that I've got on my Windows PC. So this, I don't know where this idea about anything that's designed by Apple is awesome and incredible and beautiful comes from, because it works. Don't get me started on Apple TV. Maybe that's for a whole rant in its own right. Anyway, the file transfer problem may be solved. My research led me to fairly consistently the same application, FileBrowser, or FileBrowser, I can't remember now, $2.99 it costs from the App Store. Gives you some semblance of the kind of functionality offered by Windows Explorer without plugging anything into anything. So we'll see how that goes. The second basic issue I've been trying to solve is printing. Again, simply print to your airport enabled printer if you have one. Well, I haven't got one, Steve Jobs. I'm among the 85% of people in the world who use Windows as their primary desktop operating system, not the 7% who use some sort of Macintosh flavour computer. So I don't happen to have an airport enabled printer, thank you very much. So I've spent quite a lot of time today investigating one of the apparently two solutions to this very common problem, and that is there is an airport some sort of emulation service that you can run on Windows. I haven't got that to work yet, and actually I've pretty much given up on that because to be honest I can't be bothered at the moment. Printing's not that important to me as long as I can transfer files. The second option in sorting out that problem is there is an app for it. I can't remember the name of it. I'm a little bit hesitant to sign up for it because I did read that when Apple upgraded from iOS 5 to iOS 6 it broke lots of things to do with AirPrint printing, and it indeed broke this paid for application. And the kicker is you don't get a free upgrade. They've been a bit shirty about that, so I'm not sure I want to support something like that. What else? Well, not much else to say. I mean, this is just a quick intro. Basically I'm doing this to give me something to edit, because the next thing I'm going to do is try editing on this. Video blogging is something I want to use this tablet for. had a quick go with the cameras. This is the front-facing camera, capturing in 720p. Worth pointing out, incidentally, to anyone who's thinking of buying one of these, although the camera captures in 720p and the rear-facing camera in 1080p, the screen isn't HD at all. It's 1024 by 768 resolution. That's not that important. Actually, in practice, the screen's pretty good. But I have to say, the camera, I've experimented somewhat with the cameras today. Camera quality's not brilliant. You know, it's not bad for some sort of video blog that's going to be on YouTube, but nothing compared to a real camera. So anyway, this is giving me some raw footage. I'm off work today. I should have been doing re-landscaping my front garden today, but the weather's interfered somewhat with that. It's buried under a layer of snow, can't see anything. So maybe at some stage I'll report back on the process of editing on a tiny little thing like this. Looks like there's two options for editing at the moment. There's iMovie, which everyone goes on about. I haven't got that app yet. It doesn't look very good from the reports around the web. The only other serious contender seems to be a thing called Pinnacle Studio. Now, I don't think this is the same Pinnacle Studio that I used to have on the PC, which wasn't bad in its own right, but no, Pinnacle Studio was called Avid Studio on the iOS devices, and then it was bought by Corel, I believe, and they've renamed it Pinnacle Studio. I don't know whether it's related in any sense to, maybe Corel bought Pinnacle as well. But anyway, that's the other app. So I'm going to probably try both of those and see how we go. The sound quality is better than I expected. I've had a quick go with you know playing the guitar. So it's pretty good. I'm reasonably impressed with it so far. Is it insanely great? Well, no. We do have a few rough edges, shall we say, and that's only in about day 2 or day 3 since I bought this. But on the other hand, not insanely crap either. Nice little device. Yeah, time will tell.